a quick video of what your kids see when they come in. Welcome to room 507. This is what they do every morning when they walk in. They come in to the right. You're going to see, this is our calendar. We have a student who does that for us every day. We count the days of the week and of course how many are left. In those red buckets at the bottom, that's where they put their homework folders. They quickly do their lunch circle. Every child has a number. Those are some of the jobs right there that we do. Up above here, you'll see some class rules. We have 5. We practice them every single day. And of course, the diamond rule. This is where I do a lot of our teaching right up here. We use the smart board a lot. Up front here, you'll see some small group carpet time. Kids can work up there independently and partners. They have little desks, little lap desks that they can use. A little view of our back room of our classroom. And over here next to my desk, you're going to see a small group table. And this is where a lot of us work with the kids in small groups and reading groups and things like that. My favorite place in the room, this is our carpet area. This is where we do a lot of our lessons before the kids go work independently, our classroom library and our computer cart you see there. I love to do a lot of anchor charts. This is something I do a lot in the class whole group. That was one of our anchor charts we just did. Back here, you'll see another group table. I really like to work in small groups with the kids. The sink where we wash up every single morning. And again, all the kids' cubbies where they keep their lunch and their belongings and their snacks. So this is just kind of a view of the background. The kids are 3 feet apart for most of the day when sitting at their desks. I do allow water bottles. I would prefer them to have water. So I do definitely let them keep those at their desks. And over here, you're going to see their mailboxes. Like I said before, every kid has a number. So at the end of the day, it's very organized. The kids go over, they get their homework folder, they pack up their things. Hopefully they get everything and pack up at their desks. You'll see here some cursive names. That's definitely something we learn in 3rd grade. By the end of the year, hopefully these kids will have some cursive writing under their belt. So again, just a quick view of our space. My seat there where like I said, I do a lot of overhead. So that is, let me just pause this for you here. Oops, pause. So that is a quick view of our classroom. Let me now go to another presentation here. I will start right here. Now, I think most of you should have gotten this at home as a packet. I send this home every year. It's a welcome to 3rd grade, kind of the ins and outs of our classroom. This is our classroom list. Just recently added would be Ava, but hopefully like around Valentine's, or if you want to send whole class birthday parties, if we're doing those again, this would be a great opportunity for you to know how to spell the kids' names. And again, I need to update that because there's an Ava at the end of our list. She just came to us. Next one, the Get to Know Me page. Again, I think the kids know, they talk about my family a lot. My husband, Rob, is a corrections officer. Former police officer, now retired and doing some construction work at the correction facility. And I have a 16-year-old son who's at Plainfield High School. I have a 13-year-old son who is in 8th grade. And my daughter, Ava, is 11 and she's in 6th grade. Both of those kids are at Central School. So we live in town. And of course, my 2 hairy friends, which again, I think my students, your children will definitely tell you, I talk about a lot. That is my boy, Max, and my boy, Finn. So you can read a little bit about me. I've been teaching for a very long time. Actually, speaking about 9/11, I was a student teacher back then. So I've been teaching for about 20 years now. I was in Montville and Norwich and finally came back here to Plainfield where it was easy to go back to work because of my family. So again, you can see that there. The next one is communication. Super important. Really the easiest 2 ways you're going to get me is email. Again, be very careful because my email is LaRose JE, because there is also a Jane LaRose and she was here first. So if you're going to email me, just make sure you put an E next to my J. Although Jane is very good about sending me those. So of course, email is the fastest. I very rarely check my school message system in my room because it doesn't even say my name. But the other way, I hope everybody got this at home, really fast and convenient, is Class Dojo. That comes right to my cell phone. If it's during school hours, like I said, I might not always get back to you, but again, that's a great, easy way to communicate with me. Hopefully, I think I have almost everybody on Dojo. So that's another great way. If you haven't signed up yet, please do so. Our classroom rules and expectations. I do whole brain teaching. If your child had Miss Sloboda or Mrs. LaValle last year, they would have already had this training. Whole brain teaching is a really great way for kids to learn rules and expectations, but in a really fun way. There's no color cards, there's no clip charts, nothing like that. The kids are very easily hold each other accountable for the rules that we have in our classroom. And these are what they are. So we say rule 1, follow directions quickly. Rule 2, raise your hand for permission to speak. Rule 3, raise your hand for permission to leave your seat. Rule 4, make smart choices. And rule 5 is actually different. I haven't updated it this year, but it's rule 5, and it's keep your dear team stronger. And that's what rule 5 is. And of course, the one I use the most often is our diamond rule, and that's keep your eyes on the target. And the kids learn these and we practice them throughout the day. So basically, if there's someone who is speaking out during group time, several times, all I have to say is rule 2, and the kids say, raise your hand for permission to speak. And again, I don't even have to address the student. It's so easy. The kids know the rules, and I have found such success with this. So again, you can quiz your kids at home. They will know all the rules. Our schedule. And we have been very good about sticking to this. Again, in the beginning, it's hard, but this has been the best. So we have a very long academic morning. We get everything in first thing before lunch. So I teach math and language arts are 2 huge blocks in the morning. And of course, we take a we go outside for snack. The kids get to play a little bit. We do a walk around the building and we come back in. So they get a nice big math break. They get to eat outside. A lot of times there's another 3rd grade class outside. In the event that it's bad weather, we do eat in the classroom and do try to get out, even if it's just sprinkling for a walk. We, like you said, try to do that every day. Recess is first and then lunch. So they go to recess from 12:45 to 1:15, and 1:15 to 1:45 is lunch. When they come back up, we use the bathroom and we read aloud. We're reading a story right now called Little Foot, Big Foot, which I think the kids really love. And that's a calming time. I put some, nice calming music on. The kids come in, they relax. We kind of get ready for the afternoon. After that, handwriting. I said we talked about cursive handwriting and some social emotional learning. That's kind of right now. We are going to be moving more towards spelling and grammar and writing in that block of time as the school year goes on. And then right around 2:30 or so, we're getting a little later as we're getting better at packing up. We start packing up and the kids have those jobs I was telling you about. I'll go over those in a little bit. And then of course, from 2:45 to 3:30, we go to special. So we have to pack up before special because right at the end of special, they are dismissed. So here are those jobs I was telling you about. We have a team leader. We have a pencil sharpener. We have somebody who sweeps at the end of the day. We have 2 messengers who bring down our notes, anything from home in an envelope, they bring those down to the office. We have somebody who does that calendar for us every single day. We have a super paper sorter, which is the person who really helps me pass out the papers, things that need to go in mailboxes. And then of course, the lunch stick fixer, but they are really lunch circles. And that's the attendance. Every student is assigned a number. So I don't use names with everything. Everything is a number. I made those little magnets, so I just can change the job with the magnet numbers. And their mailboxes are numbers. Their cubbies are numbers. Everything they have is assigned a number. Super easy and convenient and easy for the kids to learn. Here's our special schedule. I think by now, hopefully everybody's got it down. Monday library, Tuesday art, Wednesday gym, Thursday's makerspace, and Friday is music. So I just ask that, on Wednesdays, make sure you're sending those kids in with some sneakers. But besides that, that's our special schedule. And then now I just wanted to kind of show you what we've been doing the last few weeks. The first couple of days of school, we really focused on classroom community and building those things that we've missed so much. Being out of school, I read the story called Hunter's Best Friend at School about two little raccoons. One raccoon, they are best friends, and one likes to kind of get in trouble and is always encouraging the other one to kind of go and get in trouble with him. But when Stripe makes good choices, Hunter kind of follows. So we've talked about that a lot. And then we did these great, we call them Venn diagrams, but I paired two kids up and they had the same activity, and then they got to see what they had that was different about each of them, and the things that they had that were the same or they had in common, we put in the middle. You should have seen those come home. I had made copies of them. The kids really loved that activity. We also did a kindness activity. Have you filled a bucket today? And that's really a great activity, talking about how we can dip in people's buckets and make them feel not so good, and how we can actually fill people's buckets. And by filling other people's buckets, it actually fills our bucket. So really a kindness activity. The kids did a great job. We talked about different ways that you can fill buckets. That was one we did. And we've moved on to our first unit, which is character traits. We read a really cute story. The kids, I'm sure, will tell you about it. Officer Buckle in Gloria is about a community police officer who goes into schools and teaches the kids safety tips. And he realizes that the kids aren't really watching him. They are watching his partner, Gloria, the dog, and it's a really cute story. So we are learning about character traits. So we picked Officer Buckle, what he looks like on the inside versus how he actually is as a person. What he looks on the outside versus how he is as a person on the inside. So that's how we started. Again, we grew that lesson a little bit, and we did a fun activity with the kids about them. They were the character, and they told us, I had them do an outside flap and an inside flap in their interactive notebooks. Thank you for all of those who sent in notebooks. We are using them. And they had to open up the flap and tell me what they see on the outside, and of course, what type of personality or person they are on the inside. I think they really enjoyed it. So much fun. We love seeing these kids be confident and know so much about themselves. But the other part too is when they do get stuck, the other kids in the classroom are so eager to say, "Oh, you're helpful," or "You're kind." So it's a really great lesson. And those are at school. You won't see that come home. They are in their interactive notebooks at school. We've moved on. Again, we're still working on character traits. Today, we talked about synonyms and really starting to build what I call their brain vocabulary. So giving them words that they can use, really building up some of that vocabulary for them. And we talked about synonyms, words that mean the same. So we did the activity on the left. We sorted today in groups and came up with words that mean the same as, and then I gave them an independent activity. You can see here on the right where they had to cut and glue and decide which words were the same as the other words. So they did a great job on that. Here is that read aloud story I've been telling you about, Bigfoot and Littlefoot. The kids love it. It's about a Sasquatch and a little boy. And the picture here on the right, that is Mrs. Shepard, and she is our student teacher. She will be with us until November 4th. So she is with me. We are trying to make her a really good teacher. The kids are so great with her, and they're so good and resilient about the interchangeable between her and I. She'll be taking over a little bit more and more as time goes on, but that's her reading aloud to the kids after lunch. And thank you again for all of you who spent so much time bringing in and setting up these All About Me bags. We have enjoyed them so much. I love learning about the kids and seeing what their lives are like. The other kids enjoy it. I give each kid the opportunity to ask a question for each student who shares. I put all their items underneath the document camera, so that way we can see all of their things live without having to pass everybody's items around. So I think we have 2 more left tomorrow, and we will be all done with those. So if it hasn't come home yet, that's because We have 2 more to do. So, and I'll just leave you with this, best classroom ever. I just want to tell you that this has been an amazing start to this school year. I have a phenomenal group of 16 students, and thank you very much for all the donations that people have sent in. And I hope we have a great year. Thank you.